Live right here on the early line on SportsGrid. Every Monday, we give you the injury analysis and insight with the Pro Football Doc, Dr. David Chao. And one of the great reasons, Doc, that you got to go to Sixscore.com. That's SICScore.com. And the great work that Dr. Chao and his team are doing at Sports Injury Central. To know the health perspective, to have the field view of how positions of the entire roster looks entering a game, you really find those advantages. Doc, the SIC picks, the sick picks yesterday for week number 5 were pretty good, huh?
Amazing. 15-2 yesterday, counting props, totals, and sides, a little bit of in-game. And boy, leading into the week, it made me so nervous. Everyone who knows me knows I don't love rookie quarterbacks. Yet the numbers said to take 3 rookie quarterback favorites. We were like, well, okay, trust the process. And they all were double-digit winners in the end. But I was like, going into the week, I was shaking my head saying, are we really going to do this? But that's what the algorithm says. I don't pick it. We just put in the numbers and the health and let it play out.
All of the components that you need for each and every game, each and every week in the National Football League. But, Doc, of course, there's always the injuries after a Sunday slate comes to a close. The Texans did win over the Buffalo Bills in a huge game in H-Town, courtesy of a 59-yard game-winning field goal from Kaimi Fairbairn. And despite the fact that he remains the leading receiver in the NFL, Nico Collins did exit early for Houston with a hamstring injury. Hamstrings, Doc, always a very tricky thing to diagnose what exactly the timetable looks like for a player. What's the prognosis, in your estimation, for Nico Collins getting back on the field?
Well, you heard it on the 62-yard touchdown early, and it's a re-aggravation of a pre-existing hamstring, which doesn't bode well for him to play this week. So he's their top wide receiver. Obviously, Joe Mixon has been out. Maybe he can finally come back. But the only good news for the Texans is, besides being 4-1, they get the Patriots next week.
Doc, let's double up over in London from yesterday. Aaron Jones, running back from Minnesota, had some success early, left that game in the first half, didn't return with a hip. And also, from a Jets perspective, we bugged you all last year about the Achilles of Aaron Rodgers. Now we're dealing with a new ailment here moving forward.
Yeah, well, I guarantee you this, Aaron Jones will not play next week. That's because they have a bye. That's the only reason, okay? We think more proximal hamstring. Think he's got a shot to play next week. And obviously the Vikings are a different team without him. He's got a shot to play next week in the next game the following week. They have a bye. Aaron Rodgers' injury, it looked almost more like knee than ankle. Robert Saleh just said it's a low ankle sprain. It's interesting now how coaches even say low versus high, right? It's so in our vocabulary now. It's very interesting. It is the same side as the Achilles, but unrelated. It's just football. He's sore. It's a Monday night game. It's his lead leg. Aaron Rodgers at 40 isn't running around as much anymore. I think minimal effect on him.
Needs to worry about the arm more than the leg. 3 interceptions yesterday cost the Jets over in London. Dr. Chow, the injury woes continue for Miami. Devon Achane left the game in the opening half with a concussion, did not return. Javon Holland on the defensive side of the football, an injury as well. They lost Jalen Phillips last week, but the Dolphins do come out with a victory yesterday in Foxborough. And earlier in the week, Doc, we got reports that Tua Tagovailoa is symptom-free as he is on the injured reserve from his 3rd diagnosed concussion in the last 2+ years. What is the timetable, in your estimation, for Tua Tagovailoa returning to action?
Ben, you make a good point. Symptom-free is the key thing as opposed to how he postured after the concussion. And it's been clear he's been symptom-free for a while because he's been around the team. Last week, he traveled to Seattle, and now he's traveling to neuroconsults. Indicates he's returning. But he certainly is not returning next week because guess what? Once again, the Dolphins have a bye. He certainly is not returning the week after that because the rules are you miss 4 games, not 4 weeks. So the bye doesn't even count in that. So he's got 1 more game out in the next week and then can return. And look, if the Dolphins can, stay in it, and this win was big to stay in it. It's going to be a big injection of to their team to have Tua back. And it seems clear that he is headed to return. He wants to. He's symptom-free. Of course, you have to go through several different neuros and get a unanimous opinion that he's able to return. But the NFL has already said they're not going to meddle in this in any way, shape, or form. They're going to let Tua make his decision and let the doctors speak what they're going to do. And there's not going to be anything coming from 345 Park Avenue, no additional hurdles or no changes to the rules or no advice from them.
Doc, Monday Night Football, the New Orleans Saints and the Kansas City Chiefs. We head over to Sixscore.com and check out some of the field views. I'm looking at New Orleans' offensive line, center, offensive guard, and offensive tackle on the right side, looking a little bit banged up. And also, any looks tonight for Taysom Hill and that rib injury, if he could be able to play tonight?
Don't think Taysom Hill is going to make it, only because it's reported to be multiple rib fractures. A single rib fracture you can inject and play through. It's more pain tolerance. Multiple, you start worrying about another hit and internal organ damage. So lean towards no for Taysom Hill. And of course, offensive line issues that you signaled. And everyone knows about the offensive issues for the Chiefs, with Pacheco out with a broken ankle and Hollywood Brown. And now Rashee Rice undergoing a knee scope first. And we still think it's posterolateral corner. Long absence, but some hope to return.
It will be really interesting to see how the Chiefs yet again overcome the injuries on the offensive side of the football. Travis Kelce, the highest receiving yards prop. Xavier Worthy, the speedster and the rookie out of Texas, expected to see his production take a spike offensively for the Chiefs. Dr. Chow, we appreciate the time as always. Thank you for the great work, and make sure to check out Sixscore.com. That's how you get those winning picks. Dr. Chow, as always, thanks so much.
Thank you.